So I was gonna have flashcards, but I decided since we're in 2018, I'll just use my phone. Right. So my name is Edem K, Garro, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you all for meeting me this morning. I know sometimes mornings can be a bit rough. Like I was mentioning to my friend over there, I had an alarm that went off at 6:30. It went off. I didn't wake up. But yes, I'm a night owl by trade, but I do also love the morning time. I feel like that's when I'm like my quirkiest self. But just to kind of tell you a little bit about who I am. Originally, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Maryland. But even before that, I'm a first generation American, meaning I was born here in the United States and my family's from Ghana. And growing up in Maryland, it was interesting. It was full of diverse people. I knew people who were from the same tribe as my family, although we weren't related. We were from the same tribe. We spoke the same language. I could go to their restaurant. I mean, it just great. And then in middle school, I moved to Omaha, Nebraska. So I've been here for quite some time. And when I moved here, I felt like I almost lost a piece of myself. There wasn't that sense of comfort that I had grown up with. And so I felt a little lost. And I also felt a little set apart from everyone else. Life was very rough. I did encounter a lot of bullying in middle school. And I think that's just from all these kids just being thrown into a building trying to understand who they are in this life, which is funny because it's like little ones, we're all trying to figure out who we are in this life. Like it doesn't end here. And that's something I wish we would understand in our youth that we don't get to understand until old age. But in that, I wanted to run away from who I was. I didn't like the fact that I was African because it was just another thing for kids to pick on. I didn't like the fact that I would bring my food to school sometimes because it was just another thing to pick on. I wanted to run away from who I was. And with just the wonderful encouragement of my mother, she would say, Edem, listen to me. Just like that. Like if you know my mom, straight up, thick African accent. I'm like, you've been here forever. Like, how is this still? It's still there. Oh, God, but she'd be like, Edem, listen to me. Okay? I am your mother. I'm like, yes, you are. And she said, listen, this is who you came into this life as. You didn't come into this life as anybody else but you. You are going to die you. And so I'm just like, so I was born as me and I'm going to die me. And so this whole life is just me. And so I was like, if I'm supposed to be stuck as me for the rest of my life, what am I gonna do with my life? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna live this life? And the first thing is I'm gonna stop lying to myself. I'm gonna stop lying about myself and embrace who I am. This is who I came into this life as, and this is who I'm gonna die as. That is the honest truth. And so when I started to embrace a little bit more of my heritage, embrace a little bit more about where I came from, I felt this weight just get removed off of my shoulders, off of my life. And I felt like I could encounter every obstacle, every situation with an honest face, and it was okay. I think a lot of people are scared to be who they really want to be. They're scared to live their best life, to live this life in the best version of themselves. I think a lot of people are scared at that idea because they're so used to everyone else lying to themselves every single day, that to be the only one in a crowd that is living them to the full extent of them is kind of nerve-wracking because no one else is doing it. But I would like to encourage everyone, even if you already are, to start living a little bit more honestly. And in doing so, we're gonna start off with a little exercise. I absolutely love breathing. Breathing is the essence to all life. If you're not breathing, I mean, you're right, you're dead. I mean, you gotta breathe, right? So we're gonna do a little breathing exercise. It'll be fun, I promise. I have a really calming voice, so. All right, so everyone, we're gonna just close our eyes. If you feel comfortable, just close your eyes. And right now, we're just going to take a really deep breath in, and then we're going to just let it out slowly. We're going to take another deep breath in and let it out slowly. And this is just going to go at your pace. Take another deep breath in, and then when you're ready, a deep breath out, and continue that. And as you take a deep breath in, I want you to feel the way that the air is going into your nostrils and then slowly leaving your lips. And in between, as you're breathing in and feeling that air going through your nostrils, feel the air and the way that it fills your lungs. And then let it go. We're going to take one more deep breath, and we're going to let it go. And everyone can open their eyes. Yay. I think sometimes I get nervous or I get anxious about something. And so I often just stop and take a deep breath because it helps me to focus. And I think a lot about being honest is also being able to focus. Back when I was talking about how I really had to come into who I was and embrace that, I realized that who you are is what you build your life around. It's what you build your experiences around. If you have no idea who you are, then what is the sum of your experiences? What is the sum of your life? Do you know? I do this side thing that I'm actually trying to write a book. I'm trying to write a book, guys. And it works on, it talks about generations, us as humanity, and breaking up into generations, who we are as a people. And so when I started looking back, just genetically, just looking back at how many people it took to make me, I don't know when we started, so I can't really say when, but I'm just like, let me just go back 35 generations. How many people had to exist to make me? If I went back 35 generations, how many people do you think it would take to make you? If we're just going back for today. Anyone can shout any number. Any guesses? 1,000. Anyone else? Someone said 1,000. 1,500. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it like this, okay? So just imagine everybody just had one child, okay? So there's us right here. There's you, right? There's you. Then there was your parents, right? Your mom and dad. And then there were their parents, right? Then there were their parents. Then there were their parents. So if anyone knows, binary goes 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, is it 128? Then it's 256. And it's 512, 1,024, 2,048. And I've only just gone back a couple generations. I didn't go to the 35. Following that pattern, the 35th generation, which was around the year 1011, I think. By then, I think it was there was 69 billion people that were alive that would have made you. Just going back 35 generations. You can do that. I don't have to. Every single person who had a parent, I'm just saying. You think about that, and it's like, what? That's a lot of people. You can do the math on your own. I'm just saying. That's a lot of people. All of those people were alive at some point. And somehow, right now in our existence, you are the sum of all those people that have ever existed. That's the truth. You're the sum of all those people that ever existed. In some way, you are their hopes, their dreams, their fears. You are opportunity that they didn't get. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some of them were living in nature back then, with no technology. And to some, that might be a huge bonus in life because we're not really living without technology right now. We're living with it. And so they had opportunities that we didn't have, and we have opportunities that they didn't have. And so when you look at your life and what you are the sum of, who you are the sum of in existence, I only went back 35 generations, but who we are the sum of in existence, what are we the sum of? Who are we? What are we the sum of? And so I think it's very important to understand your life's experiences. Find out how they add up to you now. What were the good things that happened to you? What were the bad things that happened to you? What were the things that brought you joy and made you smile? What are the things that shaped your values? Who were the people that you met? Where are the places that you go, where you went? Where are the places that you didn't go? Those all shaped you. People you've met and people you have never met shaped you. People you will meet and people you will never meet shape you. So who are you in all of this? Who are you? I think it's important to ask yourself that question, but not to dwell on it so long that you miss the point of being, because you're constantly being shaped. You're constantly moving. If you fail right now, it's okay, because tomorrow you have an opportunity to win. If you fail tomorrow, it's okay, because the next moment is an opportunity to win. In understanding that every single part of your life, every waking moment is just an opportunity for whatever you'd like. It makes this life, one, not only a little bit easier in living, but you take it easier on yourself. I think in our culture in America, we take it very hard on ourselves. We're very hard on ourselves because we have these set of ideals and things that we want to live up to that were placed either before us or that we've placed ourselves. How does that serve us? How does that serve you? How does that allow you to be the best sum of everything you've experienced, of all the people that it took for you to be here? How does that work into that? And so what I want you to think about today, not only is what are you the sum of, but who will be the sum of you? We get so caught up in this present day that we don't understand sometimes or recognize that we are the past. We're living in the past right now. We're shaping it. We're molding it. How are we going to leave this world? I think there's like this old quote or proverb or saying that goes, "Only when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they shall never sit, will a society grow great." What trees are you planting that you know you'll never sit in? I told you that there's tons of people that went into making you. You're going to be a part of people that make somebody else or paves the way for somebody else. What are you leaving for them? We think that, oh, this moment right now that feels good, or this moment right now that's all I'm worried about, or it's just me. I don't know anyone else. I don't talk to anyone else. This is just me in my life. Even then, you're still affecting those around you, you know? And so how are you going about recognizing that and understanding the impact of your life? Just one person, any person removed out of that equation, and you're a whole different you. Even if you're not the sum of your family tree, any person removed out of your life or placed into your life can affect you just as much. And so you have to understand that the lives that you live, you're doing that same thing to other people. And you're also doing that same thing for generations to come. So what are we doing? It's not a scary thing. It's not. When you live honestly, when you understand where you come from, when you understand who you are, when you are living your life with your passion in the various purposes that you may find yourself in life, when you're living in that authentic way, you're giving people the best version of yourself, always. You're giving them the best version of yourself always. There's no pretending, there's no faking, there's no additives. That's who you were in the moment. That is the pinnacle of who you were in that moment when they encountered you. And that is a very beautiful thing. Even if you might be the worst version of you that has ever existed. Doesn't there have to be a low before there's a high? Doesn't there have to be something that's down here before it's up here? I just said the same thing again, but whatever. You know? So I want you to take that with you and just do a little bit of digging in yourself. Don't go into like an existential panic attack because trust me, it's not that deep. But like for me sometimes, like I'll go outside and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, I'm living on a planet. No, I'm not, like it sounds weird, but like legitimately, we're living in a gigantic spaceship. I'm just saying, floating through space. And it's just so weird because we think we're so tiny. We think we're little. We think that we're insignificant in the grand scheme of the universe. I mean, we have a star out there like VY Canis Majoris that makes our sun look like a period at the end of a sentence in a book. And we feel like we're so insignificant. But I'm going to tell you something right now. We're not insignificant. If anything, we are very, very dangerous in good and bad ways. When we come together as a collective, when we come together as a unit, oh my goodness, we can leave our planet. We can leave our planet. We can venture outwards. We can escape. We can even come together and build up towers. We can do so much together. As a collective, we are gigantic in spirit. That is a beautiful thing. Yes, one of us, we're small alone, but we are gigantic together. And to even come together, we have to know who we are as an individual first and know what we are the sum of, so that way we can be the sum of each other. Some of this, some of that, Oops. So, all right, I want to do one song for you, and then I'm going to call it a day. I just, again, want to say thank you so much for having me up here. So the song that I'm going to do is called Hewale. And Hewale in my language means strength. Can you all say Hewale? Hewale. Ooh, say it again. Hewale. Ooh, say it again. Hewale. Okay, good. That's strength. So Hewale in my language, again, means strength. But the fun thing about my language is it's not like English. English, I love this language. I learned this language and the other language that you're about to hear at the same time. So like my brain will sometimes be like, meow, when I'm thinking. So I don't necessarily think in words. I think like in images and like feelings and stuff. And so that's what makes Ga easier for me to sing. But when I say, how do I say this? It's not necessarily the truth or the exact thing that I'm going to say, but I'm just going to give you an example. So like if I say you in English, there's nothing else than that. It's just you. There's no added meaning. But there are languages out there, which is actually the truth, so it's not a lie. There are languages out there where you say you, and it's like the being that is existing in your space. You. That's how my language is a little bit. I can't just say you. So when I say strength, I'm not just saying strength. Hewale is consisted of two words. He is the body, the vessel that you're in, right? And then wale is that life force, that strength that's found in your body. And I explain to people like this. Hewale is not just, can I carry all these groceries up the stairs because I don't believe in second trips? No, that is not that kind of hewale that I'm talking about. Hewale is like when your trainer is like, Edem, one more push-up. And you're like, I can't do it. And he's like, listen, you ate this cupcake earlier. You got to do another one. And I'm like, I can't. And he's like, yes, you can. Push. I'm like, okay. And then you push. And then you do it that last time, that one time, that extra part of yourself when you had to reach down and really dig deep and tap into that force. And you're like, what is this? I can suddenly do another setup. Where did this come from? That's the hewale I'm talking about. That's that hewale where you have to really reach in, where you feel like there's nothing left, but there is. That's hewale. So I'm going to get set up real quick so I can play for you. Very nice. Yay. Okay. And if you feel like moving, don't deny yourself. I'm just saying, I'm the type of person, I don't want to lie on my deathbed and say, why didn't I dance on October 12th, 2018? I really wanted to move and I didn't. No, I'll regret like really dumb stuff. I know it. I'll be like, I took her hairbrush and said I didn't take it because I didn't have a hairbrush. I'm like, do you forgive me, Stephanie? She's like, gosh, Edem, we were 4. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. I'm going to wake you up before you go to work. People are going to be like, whoa, what is that pep in your step? And you're going to be like, pepper. See what I did? I love that joke. Okay. So, you are all going to sing with me. None of you are getting away scot-free. So it's gonna sound like this. I'm gonna go, hey Wale, 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 hey Wale. Good job. So when I say, are you ready? I'm looking at y'all, and please, like, be there with me and don't make me feel alone. Here we go. So I know that there's a lot that's going on in your life, in our lives, and sometimes it's hard to kind of carry on. But I know as long as we can find that hewale inside of ourselves, we can do anything. So I'm just praying that you have hewale in your life, and you have enough to share with others, that you'll be able to help others today.
Ready?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, 3 people. Are you ready? Hey, Wale. 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 Hey, Wale.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Everyone give yourself a warm round of applause too. That's for you.